Yay Media Group.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to Spill the Beans podcast.
For the girls.
We're finally back. Happy Friday. I hope you guys had a great week. Did you have a great week?
I did. I am actually having a really good week. What about you?
Wow, so am I. I'm like, am I? Let me think.
Me too.
I think it's super busy. I'm kind of stressed, overwhelmed, a little bit nervous.
Lo normal.
Lo normal. I'm like,
Why?
right now it's actually, it kind of usually is like at a 90%. I'm pushing 100 right now.
Girl, why?
Because I just have too much to do. I
Too much on
got
your
really, I think I said it last week, or did I not? That I'm like really behind on my brand deals. So yeah, my managers are. Y pues aquí estoy.
That's a good problem to have.
I
Gracias
know.
a Dios que tienes tanto trabajo que
I
estás
know.
estresada.
I'm
But
very
it's still
blessed.
overwhelming.
Yeah, it is very overwhelming. But my house is still upside down too, so.
Thanks for the update. I was wondering.
Like, no, yeah, she's still. And you know why? It's because I'm trying to organize all the rooms, but I'm taking so much stuff out. So my hallway looks a little crazy right now.
Yeah, it's because before you organize, it's always a mess because you have to declutter.
Exactly.
And even when I clean and declutter and organize, I put things into categories anyway. So everything is in piles for probably a day or two, maybe more, before it looks organized.
Exactly. And I think it's also kind of hard to know where exactly to put everything, because I want to send everything to Mexico, but obviously the guide doesn't go every week. So I'm like, come on, when are you going? And then I have like 10 boxes and anyways,
that's stressful.
Just a little stressed.
Yeah. Live, laugh, love.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to do. Just live, laugh, love.
Nice.
Nothing crazy. And did you see that's going to storm all week?
Girl, I'm worried. If there's anything that scares me, it's Mother Nature.
Exactly.
Because, and it said specifically like right where we live, like between Denver and Wyoming and this little area. I'm like, that's me. That's where we live.
I know. And we had just like planned to do the Wednesday thing every Wednesday for the kids, which was so fun. And they got so tired. And now, ¿qué vamos a hacer en la casa?
I know.
Yeah, but I hope you guys are having a better weather over there. But is it like, I think I'm seeing something about El Niño storm. Is that what it is?
Hold on. Yes, I fue.
Oh, sorry.
What's I saying? Yeah, dude, honestly, I see things like that and I scroll past it just because something like that really induces my anxiety.
Exactly.
But I did see something that we're supposed to have.
Exactly.
Yeah. Colder weather like in the winter, and then it's gonna affect us with storms, with more storms, and just nothing. I don't think anything good.
Like nothing good. That's why I scroll past it. Exactly for my mental health.
Right.
Well, you know what? Let's make the best of it, I guess.
I know. It just scares me because then I start thinking about like movies and shows about the world ending, and I'm like, this is how it starts.
Well, because sometimes you think, oh, it's just a natural disaster that's going to make the world end, but we're really wearing our world out. No. With all the AI. Truly. Bad. Pero ahí andamos abriendo el ChatGPT.
I know.
But do you use it now or no?
I still don't use it.
I'm so proud of you, honestly. That is so good.
I'm like super, like for myself, I'm super anti ChatGPT. But my husband... And honestly, if I need something, since I don't use it, I'm like, if I need something, which I actually don't think I've ever asked him for something, I'm like, I know he has it if I need it.
Yeah, I've been starting to use Google though, because you know how Google has like a better version of ChatGPT. Yeah, and it takes, I don't know what what the stats are, but it takes longer, or it doesn't give you all the information, whatever. But I started getting really nervous because you see like all these TikToks, and it's like, oh, people basically spilling their heart out to ChatGPT, right? But it was like unhinged, where it's like, oh, I just committed this crime, and then Chat's like, it's okay, take a breath. And I got the ick for Chat, because I'm like, that's literally how it talks to you, you know? It's just it's okay, it's gonna be okay. Take a breath. Yeah. It's like you're literally, and this is so scary that I'm gonna delete it today. It talks to you like your best friend, truly.
What?
But you can train it
too. To you, or it just like
I think that there's actually an app that does speak to you. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but no, Chat doesn't speak to you. It types it out. Got it. And it's just very like yes man vibes, you know?
Got it.
Unless you train it to be like, hey, no, be the benefit of the doubt or whatever. But yeah,
it's really what you want it to be.
Yeah, it is. And have you seen like all these girls catching their men cheating on them, or like doing something bad because men are telling ChatGPT everything?
No.
Yes. So, ladies, antes you had to check TikTok watch history. Now you gotta check their ChatGPT.
Oh my god.
We need to be anti-ChatGPT.
Yes, we are in this household, as in this basement right here, me and you. We're anti-ChatGPT.
Yeah, honestly, it's really good, but Google's really good too. So
yeah,
let's just start using Google, girl. Okay.
I know. My who was asking me? I think it was Luis. He was asking me, why are you so against it? And I'm like, aparte de que it doesn't benefit our, like, ¿cómo se dice? The earth, basically. It's damaging the earth. I'm like, I feel like, yes, estamos like in every single generation, like we're just getting more and more sucked into technology. Ya estamos haciéndonos más mensos. Aparte de, like, de todo eso, it's literally stopping us from thinking. Like, it's stopping us from, like, forming sentences. And we're already, like, I'm speaking as a whole generation, like, I see people typing on Facebook and I'm like, you wrote that with your whole chest. Even, I'm gonna call my husband out. Sometimes he puts things on his story and I'm like, there's no way you didn't proofread that before.
Yeah, honestly, you watched Toy Story?
Yes,
I saw.
Yes.
We watched it on Sunday too, and that I came home and I was like, Franco and Belen will never stand toes down get an iPad ever, because I, like, you get the itch, right? I'm like, what if I just get them like a little Amazon, what is it, like, tablet, for like the airplane? Or I'm like, absolutely not, baby. I can't, like, it takes all the creativity. And shout out to Toy Story 5. That made me sob, I'm not gonna lie.
I know, but we've had this conversation before where we, like, como se dice, like, teeter tatter with the idea of it, and we've talked about pros and cons, and we also talk about, like, every mom does whatever they need to do. Like, we're not anti iPads or tablet, whatever.
I am an iPad kid.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Well, yeah. But I think as long as we can push it off, we will.
Yeah, absolutely. But I don't know. It really opened my eyes, and I'm like, genuinely, like, yes, it does help a lot, and I love that. But I think as for me in my house,
I agree.
No iPad for my kids at all.
Same.
I don't know.
A batallarle.
Yeah, exactly. A batallarle. Unfortunately for me, but I think that like you said, it all depends on your needs as a mom, because as a mom, genuinely do whatever's going to make your life easier, because being a mom is already hard. So if you need an iPad for your kids, girl, please. But I'm speaking for, like, myself, that I feel like I'm always home with the kids. I don't have, like, a job that I go out to every day. Like, I could genuinely batallar and force myself to, like, hey, let's go outside, hey, let's go do outside activities, you know, and play with your toys.
And neither one of us are outnumbered by our kids. Exactly. Like, kids to spouse ratio.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm just speaking for myself, girl.
Same.
But honestly,
but never say never, because imagine
next year I'm probably gonna pop off with an iPad. I get for right now, okay? Por eso no hablo. Oh my god, just shut the fuck up, girl.
Here we go.
This is why I don't fucking talk. You know what? This is just me in my current state. If you see me with an iPad next year, just know I tried, okay? No, but yeah, a lot of things are changing next year. You know what I was gonna say?
What?
Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. Because as soon as I walked into the house, I was like, oh, Penny's not here, you know? And then I remember that last week I said she was 3.
Oh my god.
They asked us what their age, and it's so funny because it's literally Franco, Penny, Belen. So I was like, oh, 4, 3, and 2. And then Noemi was like, 2. I was like, right, 2.
Exactly, that's what I said. I seriously was like, I know you're
side-eyeing me.
I know you know her. Like, I know you know her birthday. I know you know her. I know you know that. And then you said that, and I was a little bit like,
she's just such a big. I'm so sorry. That was honestly
she looks like
L in my book, but she does look like a 3-year-old.
It's so insane to me, because I know, like, I don't really be posting her online anymore that much, but then people see her and she's like, why is she that big? I'm like, I don't understand.
And, like, I literally have Belen, which is a few months younger than her, and, like, Belen is tiny, just a little short queen. So anyways, this all goes back to say, like, Franco's turning 5 in January. Okay?
Don't say that ever again.
Which means he's going into school. Okay. And for the longest time, like, I thought it was so cringe when people would be like, time goes by so fast, like, in the blink of an eye. And you know, when you're in the trenches, you're like, okay, like, when am I going to get out of them? But genuinely, like, time goes so fast, and my life is going to change completely when he turns 5. Like, he's going to be in school, and he's going to be a big kid.
God damn it. I did my makeup.
I know. But I was just like, I'm about to be this girl to Noemi. You'd be like, dude, like Penny is just a little toddler, right? Like she's 2.5, but like genuinely one day she's gonna be a Franco and just almost 5 and talking to you and giving you attitude, because Franco be giving me attitude. But yeah, I'm like, oh my god, I became those people that were like, time goes by so fast. Because now I'm literally planning Franco's back to school and like, yeah, I'm not okay.
That's so crazy. You know, I always think about this, like it's a core memory in my head when it was his birthday party, his second birthday party, and I literally just gave birth to Penny. She was like a month old.
Yes.
And I remember him sliding down the slide and I was watching him and I was like, he's so big. And now Penny's older than that. Like that doesn't make sense in my head.
Exactly.
Aw.
It's so crazy.
You were about to pop.
Exactly.
You were like a month away from.
I know. And now we just have these freaking toddlers that talk back to us and give us attitude.
Big ass kids that don't respect us. Oh,
exactly. But anyways, enough of the sob story.
Let's move on.
Today we're here to talk about horror stories.
Horror.
The other day I was thinking, like, what can we talk about that is like kind of relatable to a lot of people? And genuinely, like, sometimes traveling with toddlers becomes a horror story. Yeah. So today we're doing travel horror stories.
Yeah.
Do you have any?
I do, and neither one of them includes a toddler.
Oh, so. Period.
My first one's kind of short and sweet. How old was I? Actually, Penny was 1. She had just turned 1, and my mom and my dad, my sister Penelope and I, we went on a road trip to Chihuahua, which was around 16 hours, give or take. Don't quote me, but it was pretty long. Oh, but we stopped halfway. We have family in Albuquerque, so we stopped at like the 8-hour mark. Okay. We stayed the night, and then in the morning we drove the other half. Good. So it wasn't horrible, but Penny was 1 and this was her first road trip, but honestly she did so good. And was she 1? Yeah. At this point I was still really scared of like the car seat, like her being in the car seat too long. So we were literally stopping every 2 hours for her to like give a little stretch. Like literally that's it. I'd like change her diaper, give her a stretch, and that's it. Let's go. And then we were in Mexico. I think we were there for like a weekish, I would say. And my sister's so high maintenance sometimes. She was the one that was like, I can't stand road trips. She likes road trips, but not long ones. She's like 16 hours there and 16 hours back is crazy. She's like, and she was using the excuse, it's because Penny this, Penny that. But she was the one that did not want to be on the road trip. So we ended up flying back from Chihuahua to Colorado. And it's a fairly short flight. It's like 2-ish hours, I think. So it's not bad.
It's direct.
Yeah. Nice. And they do them, I think, Wednesdays or Thursdays and Saturdays. So 2 days out of the week they have direct flights, which is nice. So anyway, we were coming back, and if you've ever flown to or from DIA, you know that it's always windy. There's always turbulence. Like it's just a given. This day it was extra windy. Like it was so scary. The turbulence was so bad. And mind you, only my sister, me and Penelope flew back. So at this point, I'm the mom with 2 kids. Even though, by the way, my sister's 21. She's grown, but you know, when like if she's with me, I'm like, I'm taking care of her, basically. Like she knows how to take care of herself, but you know, it's just like my big sister mentality.
Absolutely.
So anyway, we were already about to land. Like we were in Colorado already, almost in Denver, about to land, and the plane is literally shaking left to right, like sacudiéndonos. It was so bad. And my sister and I, we both have really, really, really bad motion sickness. So at this point, I was feeling a little bit nauseous, but like I think Penny was asleep at this point, or she was falling asleep with the turbulence. Actually, I remember she was falling asleep and I was holding her. She was falling asleep with the turbulence. And my sister, I just kept looking over her and she was fighting for her life, just like holding on for dear life. And she's already like scared. She's like me. She has plane anxiety. So she was scared for her life. And so basically, long story short, she freaking threw up all over herself because it was so bad.
Your sister?
I tell you, yes.
Oh my gosh.
When I tell you the turbulence was so bad, she literally just had to vomit. And there was no bags or anything. She had to just like crouch down and like open her legs and like, actually, I'm pretty sure she like grabbed her shirt or something. Like she grabbed a sweater or something, and she was just like throwing up. Yeah.
That is so scary.
Yeah. And nobody really noticed because it was so loud, because the turbulence was so bad. It was so loud and like you couldn't hear her. Nobody could see her. It was just me and my sister. But then after a while you could smell it.
Oh shoot. How far was that until you landed?
It was only like 30 minutes at most, okay. I think. So we were, estábamos ahí. I think maybe 20 minutes. And I just remember the flight attendants, like we called them after and they were like, oh. And then I just remember I could hear them in the back and they're like, pues sí está bien feo. Ahora sí se sintió bien feo. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, no, there's the turbulence in Denver can actually scare the shiz out of you.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
Yeah. Don't you have a story with the kids when you like?
Yeah, when we're coming back from California in December, as soon as they're like, okay, we're coming into Denver. It's going to be, keep your seatbelt on, whatever. The turbulence was unmanageable. Like, I remember hugging Franco and be like, holy crap, like, this is probably the end.
That's insane.
And he was terrified. He was just like, it's crazy when you're the mom in the situation. You're like, oh, like, you have to make it. I'm like, está bien, pa, like, no pasa nada. And in my head, I was like, oh my God, like, this could possibly be the way we go. It's insane.
That's so scary. Oh my God.
Yeah, and I remember looking over at Jonathan and he was holding Belen and she was asleep. But he was like, Jonathan is terrified of turbulence. I'm fine literally with the craziest turbulence. But the kids were there and it was actually insane. And he was just like, I remember he was just closing his eyes and like hugging Belen. And as soon as like it stops, Belen wakes up and throws up. Yeah, it was terrible.
Oh yeah, and I remember, did you have extra clothes or no?
I didn't. It was my favorite sweater that Penny handed her down.
Oh yeah.
And I remember literally going on, I think it was Gap, and I was like, this striped sweater, and you just could not find it anywhere. And they were like, we can give you a bag so you can. I'm like, I don't want to take a bag with throw up, like it's stank, girl. And I think she was eating like yogurt melts the whole time before we got on the plane, so that's all she threw up. So yeah, obviously it's gonna smell really bad. So yeah, we had to undo all her clothes, leave it there, throw it away. And
oh my gosh, that's so hard, because it's already hard enough. Like, I relate to Jonathan so much because I'm an anxious flyer. Like, as soon as I sit on the plane, I have to distract myself. I have to have music on. I have to like be on my phone. Most of the time I fall asleep, but ever since I had Penny, I find it hard to fall asleep unless I haven't slept all night. Because I'm so scared. Like, sometimes I can feel my heart beating out of my chest. Like, I'm like, yeah, it's so scary. But then with your kids, you have to pull it together.
You have to be the strong one.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jonathan's a really anxious flyer too, especially with turbulence. He's like, heck no, get me out of here, girl.
Yeah. And you can like try to explain it to me, like, because I've seen TikToks and it's like scientifically showing you like this and this and that. This is what happens. I'm like, I don't care.
Because when you're in the plane, it feels like it's going like this. And it's like, oh, it's really not moving that much, but it is really terrifying. And yeah, I think that was one of my horror stories, is that she threw up. I feel like that's quite possibly the scariest thing, is to have you or someone throw up on the airplane.
Yeah.
Because you're just
anyone
stuck
on
there.
the airplane, because you have to smell it. Like, when it's you, it's like whatever. Like, if it's your kids, like, it doesn't really bother you.
Yeah.
Like, it does, but it doesn't. But imagine like somebody behind you throws up, and I could not handle
it. And it all
that.
depends on what they ate, because it could be a little gross.
Unas carnitas.
Exactly. Ew. I saw a girl, she had gone to pick up a puppy and she flew back with the puppy and it pooped in the airplane. Can you imagine smelling dog poop on the airplane?
No.
Yeah.
No. Wait. Wasn't it you and I when they wheeled somebody out of the...
Oh, yeah.
I just remember
and we still don't know what happened.
No, we don't know. Somebody got wheeled out once we landed, was it? Right?
Yeah. I think it was... Yeah, because when we landed, they're like, okay, nobody stand up. We have paramedics coming on the plane. And we're like, what the heck? And yeah, they were wheeling someone out that was a few aisles in front of us. That was scary.
We never knew what happened. And then they ended up having the person, like the paramedics had them like right outside of the gate, and we still didn't know what happened.
I know. You couldn't really see them though, because there was a lot of paramedics there. Oh, another one, now that we're in that topic of seeing someone else, I don't remember where we were coming back from, but point is, there was a deaf couple, and they were like older, like I don't know, mid-60s maybe, and maybe one was hearing, one was deaf, but they were literally arguing in sign language. Okay. But then, so Jonathan and I saw that before we got on the plane. We're like, oh, that's crazy, like, it was like the guy walking away from the lady, and she was like kind of like yelling at him in sign language. And I could hear her huffing and puffing, like, because like that must be really infuriating, not being able to, you know, argue out loud. And so we saw, like, oh, pobrecitos, like, who knows what they're going through, right? So we get on the plane, and they're on the plane with us. And so they're, like, at the very front, like, the first seats. And I didn't know any of this until Jonathan told me. He's like, they started arguing on the plane. Like, as soon as we touched down, they were, like, arguing back and forth.
He saw them?
Yeah, he saw them. And so when we're about to leave, they're, like, they get off, and they start arguing. But, you know, like, what's it called? The
trail?
Yeah. ¿Cómo se llama eso?
No.
The trail to the airplane?
Like the hallway?
Yeah.
Tram? No. I don't know. I'm sorry I said all
El trenecito que está ahí. They were stopped arguing there, and they started getting, like, the lady started pulling his, like, shirt and, like, literally yelling at him, right, in sign language. And so I'm like, what do we do? Like, do we intervene? Do we just keep going? Whatever. And literally I just saw, like, she had a bag of meds on her, and they fell, and I'm like, do I run and give them to her? But I think I did grab them and give them to her. And then Jonathan's like, just leave. Like, what can you do? And yeah, we walked out, and the whole time they were just arguing. It was but she was, like, getting physical with them. And
let her cook?
Yeah, she was, like, just pulling his shirt, and, like, it was bad.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Pues que hizo el señor.
I know. I was like, well, now I gotta go. And she was sitting next to someone on the plane, and I think that they were talking. So I'm like, he probably got all the tea too. Who knows? But that was scary to see. Though. I'm like, they're getting physical. Like, at that point, does someone intervene? Yeah, because they're, like, an older couple, you know. Yeah. Like, I don't know, girl. But I even searched it up on TikTok. I was like, DIA, older couple arguing. No, nobody.
But at that point, like, that's not their first time. Like, if she si el señor, like, was just letting her, like,
he was very calm, cool, and collected, and she was, like, going off on him. Oh my God. So I'm like, ¿qué hiciste, señor? You know.
Savvy.
Yeah.
I hate this is so bad at me, but I hate when I see situations and I don't know what happened.
You have no closure.
No.
Exactly.
I know. That's my toxic trait.
I know. Same. Yo soy bien chismosa. But yeah, that was another horror story. What's another one? Do you have another one?
I do. When Penelope was 4 months old, Luis and I and her, we went to Cancun, and I was breastfeeding at this point. And I don't know why I was mostly breastfeeding, but I did give her formula at night because I felt like it was heavier and it would help her sleep. And she was a pretty good sleeper when she was a baby. So I only took, how many nights were we there? Let's say like 4 nights we were there. So I only took like 4 o 5 paquetitos de formula just for the nighttime because I'm like, either way I'm breastfeeding. And I don't even think I did take a pump, but I was trying not to pump. I was just trying to like live, laugh, love, titties out. And the whole trip I was like breastfeeding her, whatever. And I don't know, I think it was a combination of like the humidity, me being dehydrated, because when I was breastfeeding at home, I was really, really good about drinking my water. But over there, like, you're on vacation, you're not like thinking about how much water you're drinking. So I think it was a combination of everything. I literally ran out of milk. And I remember we were like at the resort and Luis and I were like looking for formula. I remember it was at nighttime and my milk literally like dried up. Like I could only give her like 2 ounces and she was used to like 4 ounces each side ish, like vibe, or when I would pump, it would literally be like kind of like 4 ounces minimum, like total, but usually it was like 4 ounces from each side. And at this point, like the only thing I could get was 2 ounces, period. So that's not enough for her, Mm-hmm. So at night we were struggling so bad. One night, cause, that was when I found out like I had ran out of milk and I had run out of formula. And I just remember Luis was like, I'm just going to try to put her back to sleep. And she would fall back asleep and then she'd wake up because she was so hungry. I'm like, oh my gosh. And at that point I was like Googling, I'm like, okay, is there like any stores around me? Like I was trying to do like, any delivery service, and there was nothing around me that they would deliver. It was a resort in Cancun, so we were like kind of off the grid. Yeah. So I was like, okay, tomorrow we'll get a cab and we'll go wherever we need to go. Like we'll go get, formula. And the next day I remember downstairs there was a gift shop and they did have formula, and I'm like, I was just so scared because it was like not like, even here I was super particular about the formula I gave her. And so over there I was like, I don't even know, like, ni modo, I don't have a choice, I have to feed her. So we just got the freaking gift shop formula, which I'm surprised they even had. Like, that's insane. So we ended up just giving her that formula, and thankfully we only needed it for the plane ride back. But I was scared that like she was gonna taste it and not like it, and she was gonna like throw a fit. But honestly, I think at that point she was like so it sounds so bad, but so underfed from like what she was used to. She just took it. But it was so weird too, because the measurements are different, like when you're doing the measurements. So I was worried about that. It was just all so scary, and it was really hard too, because like we were taking bottles and they don't have clean water over there. Like, we asked for clean water, and they brought us one like big glass jar of water, and that was it. Like, we asked for more and they wouldn't give us more. And we're like, okay, do you guys have soap? My dumbass didn't think to take soap, because I'm like, oh, it's a hotel, they'll have soap. And they were like, oh, we don't offer, ¿cómo decían? Like, we don't offer those services. I'm like, you can't give me like dish soap? What do you guys clean the dishes with here? So Luis
we don't.
Yeah, literally. So Luis had to ask one of the ladies that worked there. She's like, can you please just give me a little bit, like, find some soap for me, because we need to clean my daughter's bottles. And he was able to get a little bit of soap, and we had to like, teníamos que hacer rendir el agua, because I'm like, they were like, no, we can't do that. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, we have a baby, this and that. And they were like, we can't give you clean water and this and this and that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like,
what the heck?
It was just something I didn't know. Like,
and as a first-time mom, that's quite possibly the biggest stress, is feeding your child. So if your milk dries up, you don't have clean water, what the heck do you do?
Exactly.
That is terrifying.
It was really, really, really stressful. And because I was so stressed, I couldn't produce more milk. Like, I was literally sitting there. I remember one time, like, we were gonna leave like for breakfast, and I was sitting there for, I think it was like 30 minutes just trying to pump. Nothing, like, ya no me salía nada, but I'm like, the more you pump, the more you induce your milk or whatever, or produce your milk, and no me estaba saliendo nada. And it was because, like, when you're stressed, your milk dries up. I was so stressed. I was like on the verge of tears, like, please, like, I was literally sitting there like begging God, please give me milk. Like, I need to feed my daughter. It was so stressful. Like, I didn't even end up enjoying the vacation because I was so stressed, and I was like trying to eat more and trying to drink more water, and still like nothing was helping me. Yeah. So,
did it fully dry up after that?
No, I was able. The gag is, we literally landed, got home, and then I pumped, and like if nothing had happened. I was so full. Like, if nothing had happened, I was so irritated.
Like, my body betrayed me that day.
Yeah.
And your body actually, like, it's crazy, but no matter how much you try to trick it just won't. Like, it knows you're in fight or flight, and it's not going to produce any milk.
Literally, I was like, I'm so calm. I'm so this, that. No, I was so stressed.
Like, you ain't gonna play me, girl.
Yeah. And she did pretty good flying. And I think all the tricks with like the baby stuff, I think it really worked, because like we got on the plane, and I know she was hungry and she needed to take a nap. So I was like, as soon as the plane like starts taking off, we'll feed her the bottle. And sure enough, she was asleep. And I think after I felt the peace of her taking the bottle and then like falling asleep while we were going home, my milk was like, I'm back.
You're like,
mother effort. Literally.
That is so terrifying. That is a horror story, because flying with the baby and as a first time mom.
Yes. And we already had 100 things. Like, she was only 4 months at that point. At that point, I was still packing heavy. Like, even day to day, my pañalera was this big.
Exactly.
So, yeah, it was scary.
That is very scary.
Yeah,
I'm sorry you had to go through that.
Thanks.
Like, as a mother, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, Penny was really little.
Yeah, she was 4 months. It's crazy. Pobrecita.
So we need to redo that. I'm like, baby.
You're like, I forgot about that trip. It was trauma.
It didn't count.
What was another one I was going to talk about? Oh, I think I've talked about this before, and I think you know it too, but it was when we were flying. It was probably like our second time flying into California, Jonathan and I, and we were flying into a surprise party. And it was the one and only time I let Jonathan book the flights. And this man just books flights, right, for a weekend. We're in the airplane, Starbucks, my little snack, I'm snapping away, and I can't remember what friend texted me, And I was like, oh yeah, are you when do you fly in? And they're like, oh, we fly in on next Friday. And I'm like, what do you mean next? No? I'm like, what do you mean next Friday? And then she's like, yeah, the party's on Saturday, so we fly in on Friday. And I'm like, what day is the party? And then it was like June 20 something. And it's June 10th, right? Whatever. And I look at Jonathan and I'm like, we got the wrong flights. Like, the party is next week and what are we going to do there for a week? He's like, oh, And at this point, like, on airplanes, you can't get off, like, as an emergency, because then people are like, hey, yo, why are you getting off? Like, this is sketch. So they don't let you get off. So Jonathan and I are like orchestrating this whole story. We're like, what are we going to tell the flight attendant? We're so scared. And we just told him, like, we just had a family emergency. Like, can we please get off the flight? And then she's like hesitating. And then she's like talking to the other one. And they talk to the pilot. And then they're like, yeah, if it's a family emergency, like, whatever. And we get off the flight. But the gag is that our luggage is on the flight, so I don't have no skincare, no makeup, no calzones, nothing. Everything goes to LA and they just hold it for us the whole week until the weekend that we get there.
Wait, have you told this to me before? Maybe you have.
But it was so, like, it was before we were even friends. So
oh my gosh,
it was terrible because we're like, what are we like? One, you fly in there, what are you gonna do there for a week? Two, you're flying in there, what, like, my friends were probably gonna be like, why am I picking you up? Like, what do you mean? You know, like, it was bad. So I'm like, if my friend hadn't texted me at that exact moment, ¿qué hacíamos?
That would have been so crazy. Yeah. And I can't believe, like, I can imagine you, like, sitting there, like, oh, fucking go to Starbucks. Yes. You know, you're like about to put on your headphones,
about to go to sleep. Yeah, it was so bad.
Oh my god!
So, and I remember talking, because it was Frontier, I remember correctly, because we had to go to the counter and tell them, like, this thing happened, like, can you please help us change our flights? And I think that they might have done it for free, honestly. And then they're like, you're gonna have to call the Frontier desk in LAX and tell them to please hold your luggage there for a week. And I'm like, oh, is that possible? She's like, well, it can be, like, you just need to talk to them. And thankfully, yeah, we did.
Oh, shout out to Frontier.
Shout out to Frontier when y'all weren't as crazy as you are now.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, Frontier used to be a vibe to fly, honestly. And now
there's so many services, add-ons.
They're so strict. So strict.
Yeah. And all to be in the basement.
Yeah, it's a whole mission to get down there. But yeah, that was one of my absolute horror stories, which in hindsight, like, we didn't have kids, no responsibilities, so like, thankfully we can leave. Or we could have got I think he was working at this point though. So he you know, it's like, what are you gonna do? We're not working for a week. That's crazy. Yeah. But yeah, that was terrifying. And I remember, like, from that point I was like, you will never book a flight ever again. And I think that that's literally why I became so travel savvy and, like, you know, on top of it.
From that, yeah, I'm like, if that ever happened to you again, I feel like you'd be like, I'm done.
No, and it could never happen. Well, never say never. But that's when you start learning, like, you need to build a good relationship with airlines and, like, you know, because Southwest, honestly, she never done me wrong. She is amazing, and you can change your flights at zero for any flight. But at that point, like, Frontier was really nice, and they could have easily been like, we'll book another flight and it's going to be $500.
Sorry about it.
But that was terrifying.
Wow. I can't remember if you've told me this or not, but I feel like I'm hearing it for the first time. Yeah. That's crazy.
But doesn't that suck though? Yeah. Imagine, like, thankfully, you know, but I was like, what if we would have landed? ¿Qué hacemos? Like, buy a flight back, or, you know, what do you do?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. And at that point, pues todo se te hace, like, impossible. You know? But we got off and went straight home.
Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, traveling is always so scary. Oh my gosh, this is another travel story that's not airplane vibes. It's a little bit scary, actually. My parents were driving back from Chihuahua, and these people that we know, they're from Greeley. Actually, I know the girl, and my parents know her parents. Like, we know them really well. I don't want to say who they are because it's a little, like, what happened to them is really scary. Los malos de México, they los bajaron de la troca and took everything. Los dejaron así.
Like, in the middle of the road, they just left them?
I'm not sure, because my parents were the ones who told me the story, so I don't know exactly all the details, but, like, they were like, yeah, que estaban en la frontera, creo, y se los vieron, and they were like, sí, nos quitaron todo, nos bajaron y nos quitaron todo, y los dejaron sin nada.
How did they get home?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I need more.
I'm gonna call Gabrielle.
I know. Literally, I'm like, Gabby, what happened? I don't know what happened, but I'm like, that is quite possibly my biggest nightmare.
That is terrifying.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But gracias a Dios, they're okay. Like, I know they're okay. I know them.
I mean, as long as they're fine.
They're okay, but I'm like, I feel like after that, I feel like I would be so traumatized. I don't know if I'd be able to go back.
Literally.
Yeah. So I'm glad you're okay.
I know.
I'm like, if you're listening, you might know, you might not know. But oh my gosh, like that's so scary. And every time, I feel like a lot of times, like, por ejemplo, mi suegro, and I feel like a lot of people can relate to this, que tienen años yendo y viniendo, and so they como que se confían mucho.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I feel like they think like, no, a mí no me puede pasar. A mí esto no pasa. En mi rancho no pasa, or ya me conocen, you know, whatever. But I'm like, it can happen to anyone.
At any time.
At any time. It's so scary. I always get so scared when my parents go.
That is so terrifying.
Yeah.
I was going to talk. This one's another kind of like terrifying a little bit. As a toddler mom, I should say. Mm-hmm. This was when we went to Jen for Alessandro's first birthday.
Oh yeah,
it was so long ago. All the kids. Yeah, with all the kids. It was one of my favorite trips. It was amazing. We should do that again. But I remember that at this point, Franco had discovered a monkey, like the Donkey Kong game, and he was upset. He's been obsessed with Donkey Kong, King Kong, you know, all of those gorillas, for ever since he was friggin' 1 probably. And he discovered this. I think because my dad plays games on his phone. Okay, like he uses his phone to his full potential, and he let Franco borrow it once, and he got hooked on it, right? And so we're like, no games, you're little, whatever. And he was really little. I mean, how old was he when we went? 3 or 2?
Penny was like 1. If Alessandro was 1, how old was Franco? If we do the math, if Alessandro was turning 1, Belen was 1 and 2 months. So Franco was like 2, barely 2.
So he was 3.
3?
Because she was 1.
2 years apart.
And so whatever, we're like, okay, you know, for this trip, because I think it was her first time flying with Belen.
Yes, with
I think so, right?
No? I'm pretty sure it was.
No, it wasn't. We went to Mexico when she was 6 months old. I know, Madeline. Anyways, we were kind of terrified because of some sort, whatever. We just wanted to have a good flight. So we took Jonathan's iPad, and we're like, we're just going to download this Donkey Kong game for him, you know, like, fuck it. And so I downloaded like coloring games, whatever. And we let him play these games the whole flight, which isn't that long. It's like an hour and a half, right? And he's not going to sleep. He can't sleep. Like, I am adamant that he cannot sleep, because then he's not going to sleep when we get to Jen's. And we got there like at 10, right? It was like crazy. I don't know who booked those flights. It was probably me. And
literally.
So I remember like he was fine throughout the whole time. Belen was nursing still, so she was a vibe, right? Like she, con su chichi, todo es posible. And Franco played the whole, so we had a good ass flight, right? Beautiful flight. And then we get there, and I remember Jen and Miguel picked us up, and like we split ways. And I think in one car was Franco and I, and Jen and you. I can't remember.
Me either.
But I just remember Franco started screaming his head off. Like, I had never seen him act like this ever. So I'm like, what is going on? And nothing is working. And like at this point, Franco's 3, so I can talk to him and I can be like, hey, Pop, you know, like he listens to me, right? And nothing. I could not get through to him, and he was just sobbing. He couldn't tell me what was wrong. Nothing. He wasn't sleeping. He didn't want to snack. Nothing. We get to Jen's house, and he's still. I don't know if you remember, but he was still having a terrible time, like crying, screaming, throwing up.
I don't really remember.
And Jonathan and I were genuinely so confused, like, what is going on? So you have me on Google, because I don't think ChatGPT was a thing yet. And I was like, why is my son screaming his head off? Blah, blah, blah. So then it starts telling you, like, depending on what did he do? Like, did something change today? So then I'm like, oh, we're traveling, whatever. He was playing. And then it all goes down to he was so stimulated on the flight that because it shut off, like just like we landed, put the iPad away, it was done. His brain couldn't process that, and it had been stimulated for so long that he was just like, his brain was like, what the hell is going on? So he was just screaming his head off. So I take the iPad and I delete all the games. I'm like, all right, never again.
Yeah. And it goes back to the topic of the iPad.
Yeah. Like you have to be, and I like genuinely, I think that moms that give their kids iPads are so como se dice, like trained into what you can let them watch, what they can play, and I love that. And I'm like, unfortunately, I don't have the capacity. Like I'm on todo o nada. So when I read that on Google, it's like, I'm deleting all the games. Like he's never going to play again.
Yeah.
So anyways, that was a that was a horror story. One, because I was so terrified I didn't know what was going on with him, and two, because we were in a house with all these kids that I'm like, he's not gonna let them sleep. Or Jen, like, I think it was Jen's first time meeting him, maybe, or not, perhaps.
No, because she came here when Alessandro was smaller.
Yeah. Oh wow, we have such good memories.
I know.
But yeah, I was like, oh my god, they're gonna think that I have a hard toddler, but like, because he was like, genuinely, he wasn't hard. No. But that time I was terrified for my life.
Yeah. And you know what? They live far from the airport, so that I can't imagine. I don't think I was in the car with you because I would remember this.
He screamed the whole way.
Yeah. There. And they live kind of far from the airport. So I'm like, trying to calm your toddler, like calming your baby is one thing, but calming a toddler in the car, like when they're screaming like that.
And didn't want anything, like no candy, nothing could happen. Yeah. That was terrifying.
Oh my god.
It was horrible. It really was horrible.
You live and you learn.
Yeah, and that's why another reason why I don't like the iPad.
Yeah.
But it's like, how do you even know that? You know, like as a first time mom, how do you know, how stimulating? Like, and you hear like, Cocomelon is so stimulating, so don't let him watch Cocomelon. So I was like, he's not watching Cocomelon. No, video games are worse probably because he's stimulated and then he loses and then he wins. And then like, can you imagine all that in a little tiny 3-year-old brain?
Yeah. And then being like, okay, now you have to go. And it's quick, you know, because like once you leave the airport, you're like, okay, luggage, quick, go. So he probably was like, what the heck is
his
happening?
brain. And I feel like it was something that he couldn't control at all.
And he couldn't explain that to you.
Exactly. He's like, Mama, it's committed. Like nothing. He was just crying. Oh, and that was so unlike him. And I was so scared. I was already thinking like, this whole trip is ruined. I don't know what's wrong with my toddler. I need to take him to the hospital. But anyways, all that to say, let's get into your guys' horror stories.
Okay. Dice, we went to Mexico for
Sorry, go. No, I just read the first one. I'm like, exactly. But go ahead.
Dice, we went to Mexico for the first time, Xcaret, and there was a hurricane the first night.
Ah, baby.
Another one of my biggest I know. Another one of my biggest nightmares. Oh my gosh.
That is terrifying. That's something I don't think about quite often, but I should. It's like traveling to tropical places when it's like hurricane season. Can you imagine how terrifying that would be?
Yeah, or like weather. I feel like because like especially you go to LA so much, like there's never really weather delays. Like if the worst thing that happens there is rain.
Yeah.
I lived an earthquake in LA.
Absolutely not.
When I was, how old was I? I think I was like 13. My family and I, we were in Anaheim because we went to Disney, and we were in the hotel, and I remember we were just chilling like ya era tarde. And I remember I felt like somebody like I was laying face down on the bed. I remember it felt like somebody grabbed the bottom of my legs and shook me like this. And it was an earthquake. We all went outside and we were like, what just happened? And the hotel, nothing really happened. Like I don't think any real damage happened, but I remember the hotel, one of the walls kind of like cracked. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And was it brief or?
Yeah, it was literally like, that's all it felt like. It felt like somebody shook me for like a good, maybe 5 seconds and then it stopped.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I guess that is something I don't think about, but I've seen people like at the end, did you guys just feel that shake? I'm like, absolutely not. Yeah,
nope.
This one gagged me because it's driving to Mazatlan. No explanation needed. If you know, you know.
I don't know.
Absolutely worst road trip of my entire life. When I got my green card. Aw.
Period.
I'm gonna cry again. I remember for my birthday, Jonathan's like, we should do something special. We're going to be in Mexico, whatever. I'm like, okay, like, what should we do? He's like, let's go to Mazatlan. He planned this whole thing for me. Nothing can prepare you for people driving like it's a highway on a one-way road. Nothing. Like, truly, people are insane. Like, something is their brain chemistry is not there.
Something's not clicking.
It's terrifying. Like, there's people literally cutting off trailers, and it's a one-way road, like one way here and one way there. It's a two-way road. Sorry, Spanish is my first language. No, like I was genuinely clutching my pearls, and thank God, because you know when you're in Mexico, you're like, we don't need a car seat, whatever. Belen was so small, so we still had the Duna, and then since we knew we were gonna be going there, we bought Franco a car seat to leave there. So thank God, right, that we had car seats in the car. But I was clutching the kids, clutching my pearls, and just praying to God that we would get there safe.
There's nothing worse than driving in Mexico with your children. That's so scary.
And like, highway speeds in a small road like that.
Yeah,
that is scary. Actually, I had forgotten about that.
Oh my gosh. Dude, Mexico City is scary.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I did not take it because in Mexico City, I did not see one child in their seat. Even like little babies, they don't have car seats. Mm-mm. And we didn't get a car seat for Penelope either because we were like, Uber. Ooh. Bro, my brain could not comprehend the way these people were driving. I'm like, but that to them is like every day. It's normal. It's just whatever.
It's just their normal. But for us, it's actually terrifying.
Yeah. But I love Mexico City.
But you know what? I'm going to go back. Literally. I'm just not going to drive.
Literally. Oh my gosh, this one's Jen's. She says, emergency landing because something popped and it smelled smoky. I remember she posted that.
Oh, no.
That is so scary. And she had Alessandro with her.
Listen, sorry, baby. We're high on Bloom and
And today's sponsor is...
And if you guys want to sponsor us, please... That is terrifying.
Yeah.
Flying with your baby and it's like that, like turbulence or having an emergency landing would actually have me spiraling.
Literally. My mother-in-law's suitcase was busted open and her thongs and hair was all over the carousel. No, that's another one of my nightmares because that's crazy.
That is
so, like, being embarrassed. Nobody likes to be embarrassed, but being embarrassed like that, I would just be like, whose is that? Whose is that?
I'm like, I'm not seeing nothing, girl. This one says traveling with two toddlers to California, then driving to TJ, then flight to Veracruz. Oh my goodness, girl.
Oh my god.
We went to California, then decided to let's go to Mexico. So we drove 6 hours to TJ with two toddlers and then caught a flight to Veracruz. Mind you, since it was our first flight, our first flight was delayed and we continued to wait and they ended up sending us home until the next day. That's another like horror story, is getting to the airport and being like, oh, you're delayed for 6 hours. What do you do?
What do you do?
Where do you check in? Where do you sleep? With kids? Literally. Absolutely not.
Oh my gosh.
This one says, when I went swimming with the sharks and the other girl in the shark cage started bleeding. I know, Marlene.
Oh my gosh. Flying to sister's wedding and brother lost his ID and passport before the flight. Oh my god,
that is terrifying.
That's so stressful.
I guess that's something that I think about every time I fly. It's like getting there and be like, do I have my ID?
Yeah.
It says, as a DACA person, you don't have a real ID and are required to use your employment card, and TSA scanned it like 50 times and they gave me a blue paper and told me to go check in with Delta, and I was like, oh sorry, oh fuck, I'm getting deported.
I just saw who wrote it in too.
That's why I'm laughing, because we know her. So I can just imagine. Sorry. Yeah. It's not a laughing matter.
It's not funny. It's just we know who wrote it in. Oh my god.
And the way she said it.
Yeah.
But the reason it wasn't working was because they put the wrong date of birth when I booked my ticket. So it wasn't showing up that I had a flight that day. I was nervous. I was nervous, nauseous. Screaming, crying, throwing up, in my pants.
Oh my god.
That's genuinely terrifying. It is, because once they tell you to go somewhere, you know, when they're like, you've been selected, let me swipe your hands. I'm like, baby girl, I'm just trying to get to California.
Literally.
You have one?
Yes.
Okay.
The turbulence was so bad that the pilot tried multiple times to land the plane. No.
Oh.
No.
Oh. Okay, I'm going to say this one. And it's the one I told you guys about when it was you, Jen, and me at her house. Remember when I started sobbing? That it was one of the girls I followed that her mom passed away.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
This is so incredibly sad, and I'm just gonna generalize it because I can't even think about it. But I guess it was like there was a storm happening in those states where the mom was flying out of, and I guess some of the planes, because she was in a private jet, so some of the planes were trying to take off and couldn't, so they're like, you know what, we're canceling it, like whatever. This jet didn't cancel, and they tried to take off and they crashed, and every passenger, which was I think 8, passed away.
That is so sad.
Isn't that terrifying?
That
and like
so
now
sad.
Seeing, because I followed her the daughter for years on Instagram and TikTok, and like seeing her talk about it now, and like I knew her mom and I followed her on Instagram. Like she was literally like me and my mom vibes. So that's why I feel like that's why it hit me so hard, and I was so sad for her, and I still am. Like it's been a few months since it happened, you know, and
my god,
she's like getting whatever.
I know. This is why we're so scared to to fly because we hear things like that.
And like I feel like living in Denver and flying out in storm conditions like that, we don't really think about what could happen, you know. But now it's like, they're just what do they say they do? They water the planes to like take the ice off the wings and stuff. And I'm like, girl, how am I flying in those conditions, baby?
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah, it is so terrifying. Girl, I'm never drinking Bloom again before the podcast. I was traveling back to the U.S. from Mexico with my niece and nephew, aged 3 and 5. We got stopped at TSA at the Mexico airport because my nephew had a toy gun in his backpack. I got so scared because the airport police and the Marines came over to talk to me. Okay, why are Mexico airports so terrifying though? With all the ¿cómo se llaman?
Soldados?
Like, I don't even want to take my phone out. No. And in the airport it says no use of phone, no calling. No.
They're not so strict about it in Mexico City, but dude, in Chihuahua, literally they see you blink and they're like, hey, dude, it's so scary. It's so scary.
Now that I think about it, that is terrifying.
No,
I got so scared because the airport police, I already said that. They kept asking me questions about the kids and took pics of my passport, the toy, and my boarding pass. I was so sure they were going to arrest me, but luckily they said I needed to surrender the item and would let us through. Mind you, I had no idea the toy was there because the kids had been staying with their grandparents, so not sure if they even double checked his backpack.
Yeah, and like you don't think, it's a toy, you know?
Exactly.
At that point, I'd be like, just take the toy and throw it away. Like,
you like take the whole backpack.
Please, I mean, literally. Oh my God.
That is terrifying. Slide in the DMs. Okay. Ooh, girl, let me tell you. Exactly. Tell me. I was on my way back from Hawaii in the middle of winter. Mind you, I live in Idaho. I had flown out of Wyoming because it was cheaper. It was supposed to be a one-stop flight on the way back, Hawaii to California to Jackson. Tell me why they only sent the flight in a half capacity and I didn't make it on the flight. I had to rebook my flight there, and then they wanted to send me home Saturday. Mind you, it was Wednesday. Got everything rescheduled, but went from California to Vegas to Chicago and finally to Jackson, all because of a snowstorm that didn't even happen. I know.
Oh my God.
That's
that's so stressful.
It is stressful.
So stressful. And I don't know if that's a girl, right?
Yeah.
If she was traveling by herself, and me and you and Jen, we get so bien huevudas nosotras. We think that we're all, we'll fight here and there by ourselves. Imagine something like that happens.
Yeah. And it's like, you can't fly home till Saturday.
We need to chill.
You know, I'm never flying again.
Oh my gosh. This one says, LOL. So my boyfriend and I's first trip, we traveled to Hawaii at 19 from California. And here we go again. I'm so bad at I read exactly how it is, not how it should be. Okay. From California, and we went to go check into the hotel, but you have to be 21. And they were 19.
Oh, man.
And they weren't letting us check in. So much back and forth, but they eventually let us check in because we work with the company. Our stomach fell to our ass, thinking we were stranded. We also couldn't rent a car, so we rented a U-Haul because it's 18 plus.
Wait, that is so smart.
That is so smart. And then drove a van around to explore. Best trip ever, and definitely a story.
Girl, that's what I'm gonna do next time. And they're like $50 a day, no?
Hello. Why, you guys, woman in STEM.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out to you, queen.
Oh my gosh.
We rented an Airbnb in Colorado Springs in 2024. My grandma and my mom were sleeping in the living room. My husband and I were sleeping in the downstairs bedroom. At around 2:30 to 3 a.m., my grandma saw a man sit in front of the living room chairs. For some reason, at that time, my mom and I woke up as well. I know this because I got spooked from my sleep and texted my mom right away as I heard some noise upstairs. I wanted to make sure it was them. My grandma mentioned the man disappeared once we all woke up. Keep in mind, we were in different floors but woke up at the same time. Airbnbs are creepy and believable. There was something odd in that home. As they had family pictures up, we decided not to stay a second night and went back home.
Yeah.
Same. That would be me.
And
that would be me.
I think that is really creepy if you're renting an Airbnb and you have like family pictures and like imagine you go and then they have their like toothbrush and like all their belongings.
Oh, heck no, girl. No, thank you.
Okay. This one says, it's not my story, but my mom's. Once she was out running errands with her nephew, who is a lawyer, and him and a business partner were doing business while on their outing. Both of them were in separate cars. During a pause on the road, the partner warned my cousin not to follow too closely because he was being followed due to the court case he was handling. And that's the end of the story.
That's terrifying. I'd be like, I am a head home.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
This one says, my sister and I were going to Michoacan for the first time. It was her and I flying all alone to a whole new country. We both have never been on a plane before, and the plane ride was definitely something new to both of us, but my anxiety was unexplainably high immediately as I entered the plane. Just sitting there waiting to take off, sitting there waiting to land, and then they announced we're getting ready to land, told everyone to put their seatbelts, blah, 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 protocol. When all of a sudden, the plane shoots all the way back up as we're getting to the ground. Plane is going side to side. Everyone is yelling. People are recording, and the señoras are praying. I literally thought we were gonna die. Everyone was confused, and then suddenly we're getting ready to land again. Thank God we made it to the ground safely, but had zero explanation as to why that happened. Nothing was said. Nobody knew what happened. I assume another plane was landing at the same time. That's what happened to us when we were coming into Denver. That we started landing, and then they're like, we can't land. So they got back up, and we're like, what the heck is going on, girl? And that's when I clutched my pearls and prayed for my life.
Oh my gosh. I don't think that's happened to me yet.
Good.
Yeah.
And I
hope
pray to God it doesn't.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't.
That's so terrifying. I feel like we never really, well, I try not to think about flying on the airplane, but you're literally flying in a freaking, what is it called, metal tube or whatever.
That's what scares me too, like the fact that you are stuck with no other option. You just have to be there. Like,
and do you ever think like they're like, no batteries, no this, no that? Like, what if people are like, fuck that, I'm gonna put the battery in, like, no pasa nada, and then pasa? That's what I always overthink.
I don't like the mentality no pasa nada, because I'm like, si pasa.
Si pasa. Si pasa. Si puede pasar.
Exactly.
Como diría mi
Wait,
mama.
were you on that flight where we landed twice basically? Like, we like basically bounced. It was a Southwest flight. I don't remember. It was probably a few years ago. And the flight attendant was like, welcome to Denver. And something about, we love you guys so much, we decided to land twice or something like that. I'm like,
I don't remember that.
Fuck you. That wasn't funny.
While you're sobbing.
Literally.
Oh, heck no, girl. Well, I hope that many of you guys haven't experienced horror stories, because travel horror stories are one for the books that we don't ever want to be a part of.
I know, because it's really traumatizing, and it really has you, especially if you live through something, it induces anxieties for the next time and the next time. And
I know, Madeline. But thank you guys so much for watching this episode, and we'll see you
in the next one.
Bye.
Yay Media Group.